5 to shoot. Mitchell picked up by Hauser, steps back, and drills a 3. Big shot by Donovan Mitchell, my goodness.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have been on an absolute roller coaster ride over the last week after what was a historic start to the season. And their 115-111 victory over the Boston Celtics was exactly what this team needed. This win not only solidifies their position as the top contender in the Eastern Conference, but also serves as a statement that they've rediscovered their early season form. Obviously, there is still a long way to go. The Cavs made a lot of mistakes in this game, but there would have been some panic amongst the fan base if the Cavs lost this game. But luckily, Donovan Mitchell took over and showed why he is the best shooting guard in the game. And I want to talk all about it. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Also, one more thing, I'm gonna link my Discord in the comments below. I just created a brand new server. I would love for you all to join it. I'm just gonna be talking Cleveland sports and just sports in general, and I just want to connect with you guys on a more personal level, and also you guys can give me video ideas. I think it's gonna be great, so please join. I'm gonna pin the comment, just click the link. Alright, so let's start by rewinding to the beginning of the season. The Cavs came out of the gates hotter than fish grease. Not sure if you all got that Mark Jones reference from the LeBronto days. They set an NBA record with a 15-0 start. They were firing on all cylinders. With their offense humming and their defense suffocating everyone, it seemed like nothing could stop this team. And talks of a potential championship run were already swirling around the league. However, as we all know, the NBA season is a marathon, not a sprint. The Cavs hit a rough patch, dropping 2 straight games to the Atlanta Hawks. Suddenly, the team that couldn't miss was ice cold from the field. The offense that had been so fluid was now stagnant, and the defense that had been rock solid was showing cracks. It was a stark reminder of how quickly things can change in this league. And I just hate the Hawks, man. They are not a good team. Probably will barely make the playoffs, and they randomly just decide to turn it on against the best teams. And they've just always been like that. Anyways, this skid really had everyone worried. Had the league figured them out? Was the hot start just a fluke? These questions were swirling as they prepared to face the Boston Celtics once again, the team that handed them their first loss of the season back on November 19th. Now, it's worth noting that the Celtics came into this game shorthanded. They were missing 2 key starters in Jaylen Brown, who was out with an illness, and Derek White, who was nursing a foot sprain. But let's be clear, this Celtics team is deep, and they're dangerous even when they're not at full strength. Some Boston fans definitely used these absences as an excuse for the Celtics' loss, but let's not forget that when these two teams met earlier in the season, it was the Cavs who were depleted. They were missing all their wings in that game, yet they still pushed the Celtics to the brink before falling 120-117. So no excuses here. This was a battle between 2 of the East's best, regardless of who was or wasn't on the court. The game itself was a back and forth affair, with neither team able to pull away decisively. The Cavs found themselves down by 12 points in the fourth quarter, trailing 93-81, and it looked like they might be headed for their 3rd straight loss. But that's when Donovan Mitchell decided to remind everyone why he's one of the best players in the league. Mitchell absolutely took over in the 4th quarter, scoring 20 of his 35 points in the final frame. He was perfect from the field in the 4th, hitting all 6 of his shots, including 4 from behind the arc. This wasn't just a good performance, this was a superstar putting the team on his back and willing them to victory. Mitchell's heroics were particularly impressive given his recent struggles. Coming into this game, he had been shooting just 40%, 42 of 104 from the field in his last 5 games. In the Cavs' previous loss to Atlanta, he went a dismal 5 of 23 from the field, but great players find a way to bounce back, and that's exactly what he did. And let's not overlook the contributions of Darius Garland. After struggling mightily in the previous matchup against the Celtics, shooting just 3 of 21 from the field, he really bounced back with a solid 22-point performance, and he was decently efficient from the field, hitting 5 of his 12 shots, including being 4 of 6 from behind the arc. But more importantly, he didn't commit a single turnover while dishing out 8 assists, and this kind of mistake-free basketball is exactly what the Cavs need from him, especially against the Celtics, because turnovers always lead to wide open threes, and 90% of the time, they knock them down. The Cavs' comeback really was a testament to their resilience and their ability to execute under pressure. They outscored the Celtics 43-27 in the fourth quarter. I think this once again just showed how good of a game plan Kenny Atkinson came up with. And even more than that, he just makes great adjustments all the time. I thought the free throw game they played over the last 20 seconds was genius, and Kenny Atkinson said post-game that it was just a feel thing. I mean, you knew if Pritchard was gonna get a shot, no matter how difficult it was to tie the game, he was gonna hit it. So they did not even let him attempt one. On the Celtics side, Jason Tatum did his best to keep his team in the game, scoring 33 points. Pritchard did step up in the absence of Brown and White, contributing 24 points, and Kristaps Porzingis, who missed the first game between these teams, added 21 points, but in the end, it wasn't enough to overcome Mitchell's fourth quarter explosion and the Cavs' collective determination. This win really was huge for the Cavs on multiple levels. First and foremost, it snapped their losing streak and got them back on track. But beyond that, it was a psychological victory, beating the team that handed them the first loss of the season, especially in comeback fashion. It was the kind of win that can galvanize a team. The reaction around the league has been one of renewed respect for the Cavaliers. ESPN's Brian Windhorst noted, "This win reminds us why the Cavs were so feared during their hot start. When Mitchell is cooking like that, they can beat anyone." Meanwhile, Kendrick Perkins tweeted, "Don't sleep on the Cavs. They just showed they can hang with the best even when they're down." That's a championship mentality right there. Anyways, looking ahead, this win sets up the Cavs nicely for the rest of their homestand. They've got the Washington Wizards coming up next, followed by a tough matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers. On paper, the Cavs should win these games, but both these teams are so desperate for wins right now, they're going to give this team the fight of their lives. One thing's for sure, if the Cavs can play like they did in the fourth quarter against the Celtics on a consistent basis, they're going to be a problem for the rest of the league. The core four really is more dangerous than people think, because I thought the Twin Towers struggled a bit, and the Cavs still won. Here's what Kenny Atkinson, as well as a few other players, had to say in their post-game interviews following this win.
Did he miss a shot in the fourth quarter? Nope. Didn't miss a shot. What I like, he got everything in transition, right? It wasn't like static, he got it in flow, and he was unbelievable. Kind of offensive rating with him in the lineup, with those two bigs, and that was one of the things, right? Big question about this team. Could those two bigs be efficient offensively? And they have been, but Isaac's been a big part of that because he's making shots. We're using him in the half roll. He made that big three. Me and BJ were just talking about it. Made that big three when we were about to sub. Made the play in the half roll. He was huge tonight.
It's gonna happen. I just continue to trust your word. You know what I mean? And the shots I took last night, the night before, or 2 nights ago, excuse me, the shots that I make, try, like I said, biggest thing is trusting it. The first half, good looks, it's not going in. Just trust it in your work. But I wouldn't call it a slump. I call it a little mishap. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, trust in your work. And like I said, my teammates and everybody trust me to continue to encourage me. So it makes it easy.
That's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. And if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you'd like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.